All right, we're gonna be ranking the we're gonna be ranking the levels. Not all of them, but the ones that only appear in the arcade. Because I
Yep.
couldn't get all the icons for the other ones. All right.
Plus, they probably deserve their own videos or whatever.
Yeah.
Their own
Also,
rankings.
it would take too long. Also, Mad's here. I forgot to introduce him. Hello, Mad.
Hi. Hi. It's me, Mr. Other Sprout and Lace content creator man.
Starting off with arenas, I'm thinking a solid S.
I'm thinking a solid S. They're good in
Yeah.
every way. It's hard to deny. The difficulty is worth it.
They're fun. They're challenging, and they have boxes, like a reasonable amount of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Aurora Isles and or Jigsaw Valley. I just kind of put them together because it's the same exact icon.
Yeah. They're visually appealing.
I'm thinking S. Personally, I'm biased.
S, really.
Listen, I love Jelly Farm. I love the aesthetic of these levels
Shit.
with like all
You bring
all
up a
the
good point.
all the fields and whatnot.
Jelly Farms is definitely goated. So is Stone Grove.
Yeah, I was
think
just-
those
I was
are
just gonna
really,
say
really awesome levels.
Stone Grove, also pretty nice.
I would say, see, I was originally thinking a solid B tier because they're nothing. I mean, they're cool, but they're nothing special. They don't bring anything really like riveting to the table. But maybe you can convince me to go A tier if you say something else.
I mean, you also have the Axes of Evil, which gives you a very good method of farming advanced orbs. And then also,
Okay.
I think beyond the Axes of Evil, I think it is the one that you can farm elite orbs.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
also
fair.
not to mention, I forget which one it is specifically, but you also have the one that you can skip with Alchemers completely.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I actually have a video on that. Pretty poor video on it, honestly. But yeah, no, I've got it. You can do that. Requires a lot of timing, but it's always fun to pull off. All right, solid A.
All right, Candlestick Keep. Where are you thinking?
You know, I like the gimmick, but it loses its luster real fast. And then on top of that, it's a bunch of cats, which I find annoying because they're always so jittery and jumpy and flying all over the place.
Yeah, they're hard to hit if you don't have any delayed weapon or slow weapon.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
But that
I'm
music,
feeling that music's a bop. You're right, but
it is pretty good. I'm
But
not
at the
sure.
same
I'm not
time,
sure if it's enough to save it, but
no, it at the same time though, the music feels like it's a little out of place despite how awesome it is. I'd say solid C tier.
yeah, I'm thinking middle of the road. I think it's good. Unfortunately, it's the most effective method of farming black cats.
Yeah, yeah. But
Alright.
I don't really care too much for Black Cat.
Clockwork Terminal. You get
I'm
you get
thinking-
recipe. I'm thinking a good B tier. I think
I'm thinking B tier. It's solid, but it's nothing spectacular.
you get recipes. You get shadow layers. You get a break.
Yeah, did break. Yeah, B for break. Perfect. I like it.
B for breakfast. I mean, what?
What?
Yeah, you get basil exclusive recipes, which ends up being all padded sets because there's way too many of them.
I think it has to be B. B for break. B for basil.
B for basil. Yes, it's perfect. Clockwork Tunnels, as a whole, the entire level type of Clockwork Tunnels. I'm thinking high A, possibly S.
High A, really? I was thinking B because like after a while,
Clockwork Tunnels are like the epitome of like these are the procedural generation levels you want to go to.
they are.
They have almost not all, but almost all event unique rooms.
Mm-hmm.
You also get casinos in there, danger rooms. I'll be
But at
honest,
the
I'm
same-
running out of things.
No, that's fair. Like at the same time, they're so basic, bitch. And once you run through enough of them, you start getting repeats of them constantly. And for some reason, I don't know why. I swear, the Clockworks loves choosing the same specific set tiles you've been running over and over again for a while until it finally decides to go for a new set. that
Yeah,
it
for
just
some
wants to,
reason
like-
there are rooms that are just extremely rare. Also, it is kind of
Yeah.
annoying how Clockwork Tunnels in ranked missions don't have a lot of unique rooms, and they don't have event rooms either.
Yeah,
So if you want to encounter those, you have to go to the arcade, which you have to deal with rotations and whatnot.
Uh-huh. Even then, despite it being the procedurally generated level, I still think there could be a lot more set pieces they could add to make it feel at least more refreshing. Because even, I've been playing the game for 11 years, you've been playing the game for however many years, and you see most of the tiles. So once I see one that I don't ever see often, I'm like, wow, this is really nice. So I think we could still use more of that.
All right, I'm thinking a good A tier at least.
I'm thinking low A tier, but since it's the first A, it's fine.
Hot takes, compounds, they're amazing. They are phenomenal. The reward sucks. If you want reward versus like time and effort put into it, they are terrible. Okay, they're the only procedural generated level that has 2 different monster families together.
Most of the time.
It always pairs one. It's 2 groups. You have one group dependent on the color of the icon, and then you have a subclass of monster family. You have a subclass monster family, which is detailed by the level description. Which means that you can have 4 different monster families in the same level, which can bring some interesting scenarios.
You bring up some interestingly positive ideas. For me, I've unfortunately been scolded by this level way too hard. It's more so, I don't want to say it's difficult, it's just more so annoying. It lost its novelty fast on me, I'll put it like that. It's lost its novelty fast on me to the point where I don't like running through them as much as everybody else doesn't like running through them. There's one instance that there's one small thing that I think that's really cool. There's these lockers you can attack to open them.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember which set piece they're in.
I was just about to mention that. It has the openable locker. The only one that's not in Treasure Vault.
And it's really cool. I like that. It's such a niche detail, but that's what makes everything. It's the small details that make everything.
I will say the critter enemies are really annoying to deal with. But if you have a decent AoE weapon or like a vortex bomb, most of the time they're not too bad. Scarabs can very easily get out of hand.
And maybe that's my issue, because I only ever run with Brandish and Magma Driver. So maybe that's myself maybe that's just me putting myself into a rut because of it. But I don't know.
But I think for like an experience, if you're trying to have I don't want to say necessarily a challenge, because sometimes they're not too hard depending on your loadout. But you have a good assortment of different monster families to deal with. Yeah, that's about it. I'm thinking at least a B tier.
At least a B tier. Could I negotiate you to bring it down to C tier?
Yes.
All right, I would agree with C tier.
Concrete Jungle. Honestly, I think it's pretty mid.
It's
they're
cool.
They're
at
nice.
First.
The tile set is nice.
I like the concept of it. It's a Skyrise city, but basically the apocalypse. Of all the other enemies they could have thrown in there, they decided to do zombies and slimes, which is an interesting combination.
It is nice because both of them are very weak to fire. Slags in particular, I don't know why, but they're much weaker to fire than other undead monsters. So if you bring a fire weapon to these levels, you're pretty much set.
Oh, that's right. There is this one mission where you come across the Toxel.
The big one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big one.
That's
rotting Metropolis. Well, actually, I think that level can appear in the Clockworks or in the arcade. But yeah, Rotting Metropolis has that one level in it.
Actually, I'm not sure because you don't ever see dead knights in the arcade. So I think it is mission specific. But even then, it's still really cool.
No, you just refreshed my memory. That level that does appear in the arcade, but those dead knights just aren't in the level. It's like a separate scene.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the same exact thing, but the knights aren't there.
Yeah, I don't run through Concrete Jungle enough to remember that, but even then, it doesn't appear in the Clockworks all too often. So
it's nice,
I like the novelty of it too.
Poison is kind of annoying sometimes. I mean, the music's nice. I feel like I should give credit for the music because the Concrete Jungle music's really good.
I mean, if that's the case, everything should be an S tier because Harry Mack, God bless him.
I'm thinking C above compounds.
I'm thinking low B, but I can agree with a high C.
You know, I will put it above. Actually, I mean, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. I just think they're a little boring sometimes.
That's fair. That's entirely fair.
All right, Devilish Drudgery, just all Devilites.
That's Dark City.
Oh, it's right. This is Devilish Drudgery. For some reason, I got them swapped up.
Nah, that's fine.
Dark City, which is Spook Cats and Devilites. I mean, it's
don't know.
alright.
I
will say I do love there are a few of these that only show up in the arcade, and some of them have like those hidden Vitapods. I really like
Oh
those.
yeah, I didn't learn about that till like last year. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I wish they did more of that. That'd be cool to have for more of the unique levels and stuff.
I mean, it's alright. You got poison cats sometimes, Devilites.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it really just feels like Devilish Drudgery, but with spook cats and a lot of crystal blocks. Like the level design itself, I think is really cool for some of them, but in the grand scale of things, it's just a modified Devilish Drudgery.
It's alright. I'm thinking C. It's okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You got Trojans, I guess. I'd rather go through than a Candlestick Keep, to be honest.
Deconstruction Zone.
Yeah, Deconstruction Zone.
I like Deconstruction Zone.
I like it. It's nice. It's fast if you want to run. If you're trying to skip levels.
It's great for speedrunning. It's fun. I like fighting a bunch of gremlins.
Dark Fang Shield, which nobody ever gets.
True. You know what? Actually, no. You say that, but I got one recently.
Oh, nice.
And I gave it away to a friend who was really interested in getting one.
Oh, music. I think music alone is like high A tier.
Oh, definitely. I have to agree. The music just absolutely makes this level. The whole atmosphere of everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in front of Clockwork Tunnels.
It's also one of the few levels to have lightning in the background, which I think is awesome. It's very industrial, dark, not like spooky, but definitely intimidating, and I love it.
Alright, now the real Devilish Drudgery.
God.
You got feeds. Or no, specifically Devilites. Honestly, they're not that bad. Once you learn how their AI works and how they react to bullets and whatnot, they're actually not too bad to deal with most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Although overtimers are never fun to fight.
No, they're never fun. And even just some of the layouts are rather annoying. Like the gates, that one, ugh. It's just heinous to run through.
Oh yeah, I will deduct points just because the prestige mission where you have to go save knights, they always get in the way. They always have to push Devilites around, and they always like aggro things when I'm trying to hit them. They're annoying. Not the Devilites, but the knights you have to save, the NPCs.
For me, they're a good meat shield, which is why I like them. I don't know. I'm feeling D tier on this one.
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh, but also, March of the Turtledrones. You got a lot of Devilites, and you have the Turtledrone unique rooms at the end, occasionally, which have guaranteed glyph drops.
True.
But that's about it, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Alright, Vanaduke. Crowns.
Crowns.
I mean, the levels are very nicely designed.
It's a very smartly designed final, quote-unquote, final dungeon for the game.
Yeah, you have unique, like the wheels and whatnot, which haven't been shown to the player but prior to this. The water and the sprite puzzles, which I don't think show up in any other missions. Actually, no, water shows up in other missions, but yeah.
Water shows up in other missions. Sprites technically show up again for the
Shadowplay?
after, for Shadowplay, but that's also
it's also just in the Firestorm Citadel.
Yeah, just made more difficult.
I'm thinking A. I'm not sure if I want to go up to S. I mean, it's like it is the farming mission.
Yeah,
but also it gets really boring after a while.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why the music the music fucking helps a lot. Maybe not the normal level music, but definitely the battle music.
Yes,
God bless.
Battle Citadel is really nice.
And then even Vanna himself is just a fun fight.
Yeah, the Vanaduke fight is definitely one of the best out of all the bosses.
Just an overall very solid fight.
I'm thinking either low S or high A.
I would go with high A.
Alright, I'm gonna put it in front of Clockwork, Deconstruction Zones.
I can agree with that.
Glooming Wildwood. I will say it is nice to have like a forest, like an actual like forest that isn't Aurora Islands. You
It
got like
definitely
trees
adds to,
and roots everywhere. It's dark.
definitely adds to the uniqueness of the game. It's almost cozy in a strange way because of it.
Yeah, I like how it introduces the bell like in the previous levels prior to the boss to kind of show you how it works.
Yep. Although with the way the bell works, I would have to dock points from it because it's very buggy, at least with the boss fight.
Yeah, in the boss fight itself, it's very buggy.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure why. Which to bring up a good point, I kind of forgot we are including the actual boss fight as well.
Which I think is a major contributing factor to this, because like, you know, you're going the entire dungeon or level just to fight the big bad guy, you know.
It is kind of annoying when he just doesn't go towards the bell for a while, because sometimes he does that.
And I don't know if you necessarily experienced this, but I don't know how long it's been since you last played Gloaming Wildwoods, but for me, you know, back when I played it for some speedrunning, I hadn't played, or I haven't been in Gloaming Wildwoods for a long time. So going back there and just running through the levels again, when I started speedrunning, I'm like, this is really nice. I forgot how really nice this place is. I mean, I'm sure it's like that with a lot of beginning areas in a lot of other games, but it's just one of those feelings you get after a long time, you know? You just kind of forget.
Yeah. In general, the unique levels are going to be better than like the procedurally generated ones. But like especially the main dungeons are really nice, are really nicely designed. All right, I'm thinking like next to Vanaduke. I'm not sure if I want to put it ahead or behind, but like I think it's up there.
I would put it behind. I think almost a lot of this feeling comes from nostalgia.
Yeah, well, yeah, unfortunately, there's not much reason to go back there after, like, unless you want to get tokens.
Yeah. Oh, you know
Or
what? That's a good
speedrunning.
point. That's a good point. The token weapons token items you get from this boss fight are really good. Some of the best in the game.
Graveyard. What do you think?
There's so many like polarizing points with it. It's a great level for heat. It's very unique, and it's not often you come across it. But at the same time, you're like, oh shit, we got this level instead of the treasure vault.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, by design, the graveyard is supposed to be the like you lose kind of thing, where it's like, oh, you didn't get the treasure vault, you got the graveyard.
But at the same time, it's got such a unique atmosphere that I almost find it cozy for the wrong reasons.
You got a lot of heat, and even if you don't want to, you can skip almost the entire thing.
Oh yeah. The only issue with trying to skip all of it, though, is you come across phantoms.
Yeah, phantoms, kind of annoying.
One of the only places where you get cursed.
Brittle candy during the Halloween event.
Ooh, yeah.
That's kind of the
True.
only way to get that, I think. Yeah,
Shame.
outside of the daily mission.
Shame the helmet sucks, though, but, you know, that's a different point.
It's also a shame that it's just really inefficient to farm for, as opposed to farming for regular candies.
I would say...
I'm not sure. I'm thinking definitely, like, down here somewhere.
I'm thinking D tier.
Yeah.
I like them, but I understand why they have to be ranked the way they are.
I mean, at least you know exactly what to expect when you go into one.
Yeah.
Alright, the Ironclaw Munitions Factory. As a whole.
As a whole.
You got a lot of traps, you got missiles, you got a really neatly designed boss, but unfortunately, depending on what your RNG is, it could be a minute long and it could be 5 minutes long.
Same thing could also happen if you've got a questionable team, whether if they know what they're
True.
doing or not. Had that happen.
I haven't had any party like that in a very long time, but that is true. If people just keep spamming the switches.
And I think a lot of that has to do with player game sense over the years. You know, as the game has aged, a lot of people have just gotten better, mechanically in depth, analyzed how the fight works, and overall better understand the fight because of it.
I do like how it does show you. It's like an assembly line. It does show you the twins being made as you go through. You see different parts of them throughout the levels.
I think, yeah, that's definitely a really cool part. It really reinforces the idea that you are running through a factory.
And also, sort of similar to Snorlax, the fight before the boss is like a preview of kind of how the boss works, where you have to keep hitting the switch to progress.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's a great... That fight alone is a great case of showcasing the mechanic, and I think, honestly, the Snorlax could have maybe somehow benefited from that more in some ways or another. I don't know. But not like every boss fight had a unique mechanic to it, a la Jelly King.
Yeah, I was just gonna comment. Jelly King is kind of just a punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that later. I guess for the boss rewards, Quicksilver set is really good. You got movement speed.
Definitely.
Voltaic Tempest is really good.
Definitely.
Pulsars are nice.
Definitely.
And then you have catalyzers. They exist.
Biohazard's pretty cool. I think something though that's like really slept on, and I didn't realize this till I was making my short about the Warhammer, the music. Oh my god, it is. I think it's so slept on. It is so fucking good.
Listen, I used to, I mean, not anymore, but like a while ago when I was in school, I used to, like, I had a lot of songs from Scarlet downloaded. I used to listen to a bunch of these tracks.
Oh,
and yeah, Iron Munitions Factory is really good.
It's such a banger. I'm surprised I didn't have it on my phone, so as soon as I was done with that short, I immediately bought the song. It's just so good. I think it's definitely a slept on song because you don't pay attention to it too much because there's so many other sound effects playing on at the same time.
I'm not really sure where to put this one, to be honest.
I would almost say A tier, but I can definitely see it B tier just because, you know, there's a lot of things people may not like about the level, especially the boss fight itself.
Also, I just remembered something from a stream a while ago. I do have to deduct points for when players run into missiles and it damages you.
Oh yeah, intentional griefing. There we go. Yeah.
And then they end up getting you killed.
Oh, dude, we love TF2 splash damage.
You know, for that, I think I'm gonna put it above the mission lobby, or no, Clockwork terminal.
I can agree with that.
All right, Lycanness Lair. I'm gonna be honest. The only major point I can think of here is that it's really, really good for heat. A little fun fact: if you kill the lichens individually, they drop more heat than if you let them combine.
Oh,
so
really?
like Super Stash specifically is like one of the best heating missions in the entire game.
Got it.
It's really good. You get a ton of heat. You can also get orbs there occasionally, but you have better options if you're trying to farm orbs.
For me, I mean, the music's nice, but it's not really anything to write home about. It's a pretty straightforward level. There's no like really cool gimmicks or mechanics to it other than the lichen itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the gimmick is just the lichens themselves combining and whatnot.
And there's only so many set pieces, so it becomes stale after a while. It's just generic on almost all fronts.
It's just like the slime level. I'm thinking like kind of mid.
I'm thinking like this is the most middest of levels, mid C tier.
It's like a mid, yeah. I honestly, I'd put it in front of Candlestick Keep.
That's fair.
Oh yes, Morecraft Manor. I love this place. This place is... Wait a minute, I'm silly. Wait. Oh no, I forgot to include Emberlight.
Oh.
Oh no. Can I add...
I was gonna say, edit in a picture of Emberlight on the screen.
You know, it's a better idea. I'm just gonna add it in post, you know?
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
Right,
we can do it last.
Morecraft Manor, lovely place. The music's great. I like the idea. It's like an undead hotel kind of. Margril, Brinks, although he's in Haven anyways.
The ghostly train tracks that are never explained.
I love this place. I'm very biased. I'm thinking about just throwing it straight in S tier. I like this place a lot.
I like the place for its novelty, but I don't ever think about it at all. So I just forget about it. Simply put, I just forget it. It's not that I don't forget it exists. It's just like I just don't think about it. I don't know. So for me, I'm like pretty indecisive about it, or just indifferent about it. I don't know, it's just Emberlight. If they added more NPCs, I'd probably be like more open to the idea, especially ones that are like, hey, here's my time at the hotel or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think there are any rooms. I mean, there are rooms in like the bottom right. I don't know if that's supposed to be a room or what.
I don't know,
you have
but
coffins down there.
I think the place could definitely feel a lot more lively if they added like just a few more NPCs with just random bits of dialogue.
All right, how about we compromise, like a mid A tier?
All right, I can go with that.
I'm gonna put it actually. Honestly, I'd put it below the Clockwork tunnels. Oh yes, the most important area.
The lobby.
The mission lobby at the very start. And to be clear, we're talking specifically the one in the arcade at depth 0. I think it's nice. I like how you can see the other mission lobbies on the left and right.
Definitely cool. It's a unique set piece, and it's the only time you see it in the game, which also adds to the coolness factor of it. But I have to dock it points because you're always prompted to invite somebody from your friends list on Steam.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that always pops up if you go to depth 0.
Like, it's cool because you can get a free mask from it.
But no one actually plays the game.
No one actually plays the game. Every time I've tried to get somebody into the game, at least an IRL friend, they've always fucking dropped out. No more than 2 bosses in.
Also, I do have to deduct another point where if you're in Winterfest or another event where it's nighttime, if you go to the arcade, the skyblock and everything will appear to be nighttime or snowy if you're in Winterfest. But if you go to the mission lobby, it's just sunny. It's just regular Cradle. It completely ruins my immersion. 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
I actually hate this level now. It's F tier.
F tier, fuck it. Yeah, first F tier. We need something in F tier. It had to be that.
Royal Jelly Palace. It's fun. It's kind of like, I mean, like if you don't have access to later missions, it's kind of your farming mission for the Hall of Heroes. Jelly King is kind of a punching bag.
But we like him because of that.
I will say I do have one gripe against Jelly King, which is that I don't know if this is a bug, but for some reason, whenever he does a melee attack, his hitbox lingers around his model for a couple seconds. So if you're trying to melee him, it just doesn't work. Or it's very difficult to do so.
I don't know. I think it's an overall just fun mission to run through. Music's goofy, adds the silly atmosphere.
Music's nice.
It's also a good level for speedrunning, because there's nothing like insane about it. It's a very straightforward mission. You just have to get to the end super fast, go through a couple different corridors to access the gates. That's really just what it is. Just go through the side rooms and
it also introduces split paths on the second floor. You can choose which rooms you do.
Mm-hmm.
And even better, not all 4 of them are required. You only have to do 3.
That's the nice part, yeah.
Not to mention Faust, love Faust. Divine Avenger, love Divine Avenger.
True.
Antiguas are mid.
I like Antiguas. I've seen a few good cases for them, but yeah, they are pretty mid.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I like this more than Glooming Wildwoods. I think I'd put it right in front of Glooming Wildwoods.
Really?
Yeah, Jelly King is pretty fun.
Jelly King's fun, but it also it's so straightforward. It's like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. I was thinking like B tier almost.
I will say the boss fight is really boring. Like all 3 of the other bosses have some gimmick to it. Jelly King is just a big slime.
Yeah,
that's it.
Because the way I think about the bosses in this game, I see 1 in 3 Snarbian twins as a puzzle fight. Jelly King is a just beat the shit out of him fight, and Vanna is like a mix of the 2.
Well, yeah, Vanaduke kind of has a lot going on in this fight. Yeah. Now that you bring it up, I think the simplicity of the boss fight definitely knocks it down a few points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking next to Iron Claw Munitions Factory.
I was thinking the same thing.
Honestly, I still think I if it's between these 2, I think I'd rather run Jelly King, but both are nice.
Yeah, honestly, I would too.
Scarlet Fortress. S tier. Top of S, my favorite. I'm very biased. My favorite region in the entire game. The background is beautiful. The music's amazing. I love the rooms that have all the monster boxes. It's great. I love these levels a lot.
It's a shame that they're so fucking rare, because, like, I agree with everything. They're cool, but they're just so rare.
That makes it even better, though. It's like a treat every time you find one.
That's true. And, like, there's this one level. It's a mission before Jelly King. It's the one with the library. I'm like, sure, there's already libraries in in Candlestick Keep, but it's like, I don't know, the libraries there just in that mission looks so much more vibrant. It's so pretty, and I wish they kind of did more with it almost, because it feels very it feels very liminal to some extent. And like with the background, you can almost do some sort of MC Usher type stuff with it, you know?
Yeah, I haven't really talked too much about the skyboxes, but I love the skybox for Scarlet Fortress. It's by far my favorite one in the entire game.
Definitely a very unique one.
You're able to see like clockworks beneath you with the gears flashing every now and then you got all the ruins from the castle, or castles maybe.
And then on top of that, the level design is very unique. What level has you literally race gates to the end? That's the only one. That's pretty unique.
You know, I just realized some of them have really nice puzzles. You have the one that has the clock with the bombs where it goes back and forth with like timed bombs.
Mm-hmm. It feels very indicative, like interesting level design from Spiral Knights' early days when it was just trying to figure things out. But you know, there is one thing I do have to docket points for, is that it falls into the same trap, or it falls into the same enemy types as Concrete Jungle, where it's undead and slimes.
Yeah, but you got spook cats instead. I mean, there are like monster crates. It does kind of switch it up, and you do have gun puppies every now and then.
It's true. That's true.
Oh yeah, it also introduces like optional keys, because like some of them you have like 2 different keys. You can either open boxes or bring it straight to the elevator and leave.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. But I feel like they could have.
Alright, go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, I don't know. I'm still on this point where I'm like, what monster could they have put there to make it feel just even slightly more unique than just slimes and undead, which is already filled by the Concrete Jungle.
I mean, I will say that the slimes are questionable. Like the undead, I can understand because it's like ruins from some kingdom. I'm not sure what the slimes are symbolizing there. Was it supposed to be a kingdom of slimes? I don't know. I
kind of like the slimes though. I like the jelly cubes there.
All right, I'm tossing it up here. Any objections?
I was thinking A tier.
I'll compromise and move it down to the bottom of S tier.
All right, fine. I'll accept that since you're so stalwart on that.
Starlet Cradle? That's what it's called?
Oh, I believe so.
Sleep?
Alright. If you're super passionate about the previous one, I am super fucking I have so much hatred towards this one. You know, I've run through through these levels so many fucking times. And at least twice I've had to run through these levels for challenge videos, and it's absolutely fucking ticked me off. On top of that, the level design, well, unique and liminal in a sense, it's like, it gets grating after a while. It's either really easy or just kind of throws some bullshit at you. And like, as much as I love the atmosphere, I've ran through it so many fucking times that I'm just tired. And I know I use the background for videos and shit, because it's a really nice background, but I don't care. I'm tired of seeing this fucking level. It's cool when they added it back, but I fucking hate sleep. I wish that it's just...
It is definitely the most dangerous, because if you fall asleep, you're basically guaranteed to get hit twice, unless you have a remedy capsule or a party member. Also, yeah, the constant sleep mist left behind by slumbargos, is that what they're called?
Yeah, slumbargos.
Yeah, the sleep mist is annoying to deal with, because if you're not using a gun, then you kind of just have to like wait for them to walk towards you, or just go through it.
Or be very careful with your attacks.
Yes, not to mention slime quills.
Oh yeah, again, you're only making this work for me.
I love getting hit by stray slime quills.
For me, this would be an automatic F, but I can compromise with D or even C, like very low C. It's cool, it's unique, its novelty wore off of me, and I run through this level too many fucking times.
I'm just so the only 2 redeeming factors I see for this level is is I don't know which one it is, but the free danger room it gives you, where you come down, you go
Oh,
to the left, and there's an
yeah.
elevator up here, but you have the option
I'll
to
give you
go
that.
do a danger room. You have to run back with more enemies, and then you have to run back to the elevators, and a third wave of enemies spawn. That one is really nice. I like how they sort of reuse the same rooms.
And that's the thing, because
That and also on that same floor, that same level, the fight before the elevator, it's just lumbers, and if you have Iron Slug, it's just beautiful because you can just one-shot most of them. It's amazing there.
yeah. The thing about that too is like, I haven't run into that level for a while. I've run into like these few particular levels where it's like long straight ways. The gates you have to constantly knock up and down to fight the lumbers, and then the slimes, the sleep slimes, and it's like I'm tired of running through those levels. And I've run through them so many times, I forgot the one you mentioned even existed.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you. Most of them are kind of mid, but that one, I don't know which one it is, but that one in particular that has the free danger room and the lumber fight, that one is really fun. I like that one a lot.
Then,
But even beyond that, you get Z cores, which allow you to craft leap related gear, which isn't really that useful to be honest.
no, it's not, but
And then you have
the quill coat looks cool.
Okay, yeah, they do look cool. And the bomber set is a piercing bomber set, which is it exists.
I have a video talking about that. You should check it out. No, I'm joking.
Piercing armors? I think you should watch that. I think you should watch that afterwards.
Yeah, piercing normal armor hybrids.
Well, wait, what is that in the top right of the screen? Is that a link?
Huh? Whoa. Crazy.
Oh, you should click on. All right, anyways. Yeah, for the most part, these levels kind of suck. It's just that one level in particular that I like playing a lot.
Yeah, no. For me, F tier.
F tier, I'm gonna put it at a low D.
Alright, I can agree with that.
Alright, now we have some fun ones next. Treasure Vault.
I like them. They're a cool respite, like a cool respite from all the danger and all that jazz, but like with the inclusion of the treasure vault, it's like they've lost all their luster.
Actually, I'm thinking about now. It is. I mean, it's nice like the first couple times you do it, but it is kind of annoying having to like run around for a minute collecting all the crowns on the first floor. If you want to get them.
On top of that, once you reach the end, sometimes the prize boxes will be locked behind energy gates.
Yeah, there's just like energy gates in a treasure. Come on, it's a treasure. It's a treasure trove, not a treasure vault.
Yeah, you're supposed to be making money, not spending it. And then there's the kleptolisks. And if you don't kill them in time, say goodbye to the health capsule you desperately needed.
Or that cursed vial you were holding on to.
Uh-huh.
And actually, also, I will deduct points for not having an arsenal station. So if you didn't change your gear beforehand, like if you don't have any piercing weapons, then it's gonna be kind of annoying to go through.
With that. I would say, in my opinion, somewhere in B tier.
I was just thinking B tier as well. Honestly, I'm thinking above Clockwork Terminal.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And then we have Treasure Vault, which honestly, I think there's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
So I will start off with the bad. The razor things are really annoying to go through sometimes.
The whole starting area, you know.
The rooms where they just decided to just copy and paste a bunch of echo blocks are really annoying to deal with.
Uh-huh.
Because it's just area denial for whatever weapon you're using.
Yeah, and any like AOE. I mean, it's even worse for brandishes because like you, it's so silly because like technically it punishes like higher star brandishes more than lower star brandishes. Not that you would ever use a lower star brandish, but like because of that extra range from your charge attack, that actually screws you over.
Yeah, most bombs kind of suck there because it'll hit the echo block. But thank goodness that haze bombs don't, or like the lingering haze doesn't hit them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to use like Ash of Agni is really good there. It melts the drops pretty quickly. Tile set is neat.
Isn't the tile set the same as the Clockwork tunnels?
No, it has like a yellow. It's like it's a bit yellow. It has like unique tiles on the ground. It has a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, openable
Oh
lockers.
yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. Openable locker. You know what? That's an instant A tier for me at the very least.
Oh yeah, you have the mimics. The mimic enemies that have a chance to drop from the boxes.
Even just that, even then, there's just like a lot of unique mechanics to the level itself.
Also, for some reason, it just has like the treasure vaults just have so many, just like numerous rooms that are just really, really rare for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm still finding new rooms that I've never seen before, to this day.
And even then, there's even rarer stuff to be found here.
And then you have the boss. I'm gonna be honest.
The boss.
Hands down, one of, if not the worst boss fight in the entire game.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, like,
if you're not using a Magnus, it's just annoying to fight.
like, here's the thing too: is like, those tendrils come back up basically as soon as they die. So it makes me question: how are you actually supposed to fight the boss legitimately without a Magnus or some piercing weapon?
Yeah, it's I've seen three kind of reliable methods that don't involve Magnus. Catalyzers work really well, actually. You can put them on the tentacles and detonate them.
Never thought about that.
It hits it. If you space it, like really, you have to be really precise with your spacing. You can use Nitronome to hit it out of the radius where it deletes your bombs. Which, by the way, why is that a thing? Why does the treasure mimic just delete your bombs?
See, I didn't know that because I've never brought bombs to the fight.
Yeah, if you try placing a bomb near the treasure mimic, it just deletes it off of the like it just turns your bomb into like a piece of slime on the ground. Which I'm convinced the only reason they did that is because Dark Retribution would completely shred the boss.
Yet they didn't think to do something with the Magnus.
If you space it correctly, you can stun lock him with Nitronome. It's a little slow, but it works. And then the only other method I've seen isn't really reliable, but it's if you bait out a melee attack. Like, surprisingly, he has more than one attack than the shockwave attack.
Mm-hmm.
If you get close to him, he'll do a melee attack, and sometimes you're able to hit him with a sword, but it's very risky to do that, and you end up just getting hit anyways. Also, not to mention, that shockwave attack is probably the worst type of an attack you can have in this game.
It's so bullshit.
Yeah, because you have to block it. Dodging is on a 6-second cooldown, and you cannot outrun it. You can't outrun it if you're already too close to him.
Uh-huh. And on top of that, it's very visually difficult to see.
So, like, all of that aside, like it's already looking really bad for the boss. But all that aside, you have like 7 waves of this you have to go through.
Uh-huh.
Each time it respawns the tentacles.
It's so bad.
It's really bad. Like you need to bring a Magnus.
Uh-huh.
And then you have an extraordinarily rare chance of getting a promissory note, which is a neat accessory, or a trinket, I mean.
Well, I haven't seen its actual efficacy since I don't have one myself. But even then, you know, it's a cool little, like, hey, look at what I got sort of deal, you know?
It does seem to be more of a trophy item than anything.
Definitely. I mean, we'll see once Union actually goes ahead and gets a second one.
That being said, I'm never upset about getting a treasure vault. Like I always look forward to getting these things. They are, despite all of that, they are still fun to go through, as long as you know what to expect and know what to bring.
It's difficult in a good way to an extent. There's a lot of bullshit that comes with it, but at the same time, it's refreshing to have something more on the difficult side within just the normal Clockworks itself.
So, with that being said, honestly, I'm thinking definitely at least A tier. Like, I do like these. They are difficult. There is a lot of BS with these levels, but they are fun to go through.
I would say mid to low A tier.
I can agree with that. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it ahead of Clockwork Tunnels. All right, and last but not least, Wolver Dens.
They kind of have the same issue as the slime ones, where it's just generic.
Dark Bra Barrage. Just bring Dark Briar and you win the entire level.
Even then, there are a couple cases where different enemies can spawn, in which case I just say just use Akron. Just use Akron for the level.
Yeah, the random pull-ups and
lumbers
can get annoying if you only brought piercing weapons.
Which again can easily be countered by just carrying Akron.
But yeah, Dark Briar is like it's kind of funny how good Dark Briar is, because it stun locks all the regular wolvers, and like the only thing you have to pay attention to are the alpha wolvers. Like for how quickly you're able to go through, you actually get a lot of heat if you clear it.
And it's mainly because of that final fight.
In the arcade, you also have a rare chance of getting Turtledrone rooms, or like the remains of Turtledrones, I mean.
For as generic and as few set pieces as Wolver Dens have, they actually surprisingly have some cool scenario rooms.
Oh yeah, you also have the big sword, which I very rarely see, but it's really nice to see that.
I actually came across one in my video for heating up gear. Dropped the power cell, weirdly enough, of all things, but it was, it's still always cool to see it, because you're like, hey, something rare, nice. And it's weird, because, like, Wolver Dens are just as painfully mid as the slime, or the lichen colonies, but they add so many scenario rooms to Wolver Dens for some reason. It's just always so nice to come across.
I just really like, because, like, if you have Dark Briar, it's not even just Dark Briar, if you have, like, a Flourish, or just any decent piercing weapon, I think they're pretty fun. They're definitely more consistent, I'd say, than the Lycanness Lairs. I'm thinking at like mid to high B tier. I think they're pretty fun to go through. As long as you didn't only bring piercing weapons, because the pull-ups can be an issue.
I was thinking like high C tier, but I can go with a low B tier.
I can do that. Honestly, I'd rather play a Wolver Den than a concrete jungle, to be honest.
That's fair. I can agree with that.
All right.
And then not yet. We still have Emberlight.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I forgot Emberlight. I'll edit Emberlight in post.
Cool pop image of Emberlight.
It's nice. It adds lore. It
adds a lot of lore, but it's also so fucking boring as a town.
It's so empty. Nothing happens.
It's so empty. Like, they could have... There's so much potential for just having random NPCs there, and, like, you could talk to them and just be like, this is my home now. I betrayed Tinkinsar for a loaf of bread or something.
A loaf of bread.
I don't know, I just said a loaf of bread. I thought it would just be, silly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, so in Operation Crimson Hammer, you have that one scenario where, like, you get the water, and, like, in those little cells, you have a gremlin who's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Emberlight. Where is he?
I don't know.
Is he there in Emberlight?
I don't think the game actually updates to add him there, but that would be cool though. Like, imagine if he just sat there in the corner, being like, "Hey, thanks for freeing me from."
Yeah, I understand like with the way that Starlight works, that wouldn't really make sense to happen. But like, it would be nice if that was a thing, where like you save him from the Operation Crimson Hammer, and then he shows up and like maybe he gives you something, or like he just talks to you.
That would be so cool. That would be a side quest. Holy crap! And imagine an actual fucking in-game side quest. Dude, that would be so awesome.
But no, we just, we have gremlins watching TV. It is just very empty. Like, I'm thinking about the layout of it now. Like, the entire left side is just empty. There's nothing there.
Yeah, no,
all you have is an NPC to sell you vials.
It's almost like as if the level itself was created to be like another player hub like Haven, but then they scrapped that idea. But if I were to give it any points, is that it does actually surprisingly have more lore than just Tinkinsar. Because like when Winterfest comes around, the presents you deliver at the end of the mission for Save Winterfest goes to the children of Emberlight, who you don't see, but you actually like. Where are they?
Where are the children?
But it's so cool because like you actually contribute to the lore of Emberlight. Like, Emberlight is such a weirdly integral part of the game, and they just don't do anything with it.
I don't know. I'm thinking just somewhere in the middle, but I don't really know where to put it.
Because there's like so much stuff they could have done with it. I'm feeling D tier.
Yeah, I won't disagree. I'll just edit it right here. I know here. Like I'll drag it with my mouse. Look right here. Whoa, it's crazy.
Whoa! It's like he's actually dragging in real time.
It's like I didn't forget Emberlight, and I actually put it on the tier list.
What? YouTubers forgetting stuff? Ain't no way.
It never happens. This has been our official level tier list.
This is it. This is every player's opinion.
Everyone, the entire community, you have to agree. You have to agree to this now.
And if you don't, we're reporting you to Hera and Cronus.
We're reporting you to Cronus. All right. Do you want to shill anything before the video ends?
I see. I don't want to sound like the classic YouTuber of like, go subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, do it. Click this button here or wherever my mouse is.
No, honestly, just like say hi to my just say hi to me in my comments. You know, do it.
If you go to his latest post and you what do you want him to say?
Say like bacon or something.
Go to his most recent post and say bacon.